Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of our new podcast, Consulting the Cryptic. We are your hosts. I'm Abigail.
I'm Lee.
And this is a new podcast about all things weird. Ghosts, cryptids, aliens, and just us commentating on these sort of things.
Yeah, so get ready for that chaotic best friend
energy. Yeah. We've been best friends for 11 and a half years now. So we basically share a brain cell.
Mm-hmm.
Just one.
Just one. No, it's not even one, it's half.
Yes, it's half a brain cell. Yeah. And so it's going to be a little bit of information on all of this sort of stuff with just us talking about it. So we really hope you enjoy it. A little bit about ourselves. Do you want to start?
Sure. So I'm Lee. I'm an artist on Instagram. So I'm at Flip an Egg.
Which we will link all of our profiles down below.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a college student. I'm a freshman. So cue broke freshmen. We know that quite well.
Yes, very well.
But yeah. So now, Abigail?
Yes. My name is... Yes. My name is Abigail. I am also, like Lee said, a college student, freshman college student. I am a writer. Haven't published anything yet. Hopefully, maybe one day. And we're both huge nerds into anything nerdy. So there will be many references scattered throughout our podcast.
Yeah, and we apologize in advance for that because some people might not understand it.
Right, we're really sorry in advance. So yeah, I guess we'll get into it. So our first episode is going to be about the Loch Ness Monster. So we decided to go with a cryptid, but not like Bigfoot, because obviously he's like the most well-known cryptid. So we decided the Loch Ness Monster would be our best option here. So where should we start? All right, so obviously Loch Ness Monster was first seen in the Scottish Highlands of Scotland, the Loch Ness. The first sighting of Nessie may have been as early as the 1870s, but the first account was not published until 1934.
Dang.
But I also have a sighting that dates back to 565.
I was expecting like a BC in there somewhere for that.
No, but yeah, 565. And that account, this reporting of Nessie comes from The Life of St. Columba by Admon. I literally don't know how to say that.
Where is it?
Right here?
Adamnon?
Us not knowing how to read. Great. This author describes an instance witnessed by an Irish monk named St. Columba, where a man was swimming in the River Ness, where he was attacked by a quote-unquote water beast that dragged him underwater. There were attempts to rescue the man, but he was killed. Another man was sent into the river to see if he could spot the beast. The water beast approached him, but the man made a cross with his fingers telling the beast to, quote-unquote, go no further, do not touch the man, go back at once. The creature then reared back and swam away. He literally...
Be gone!
Back, Satan, back!
The power of Christ compels you!
Whoa! Also, there's going to be Vine references, so sorry for that, too. Literally said, be gone, Satan, and the Loch Ness Monster swam away.
I wish I had that power against my enemies.
Like, do I want to be the Loch Ness Monster, or do I want to have that power against my enemies? I don't know. So, unknown what the Loch Ness Monster fully looks like, the accounts that have been published shows it as having a long neck,
Net.
I can't talk. With green or gray skin. Kind of just like a... What would you describe it as?
It's like a salamander giraffe thing.
A salamander giraffe?
Give it some fins.
Yeah, just like, swimming around.
A long net.
Along the... Shut shut up. I can't talk, all
It
right?
has an elongated neck.
Elongated neck. Yes. Okay, yeah, maybe it like mated with a giraffe or something. I don't know.
Ooh, a fish
Dude,
and a giraffe.
let's not think about that, okay?
Had a baby.
I don't want to think about that. Oh god.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry.
So there is a timeline of sightings that we have here. After the timeline, or after the sighting in 565, the next one we have is not until 1871 or 1872. It's kind of unclear.
We skipped 1,300 years.
Yeah, but just
No, it's okay. It's just like,
yeah, but the funny thing is, it's like they don't know. It could be 71 or 72. There's like a whole year in between that they're just like, oh, I don't know. So in October of 1871 or 1872, or D. Mackenzie saw an object that resembled a log, quote unquote, wriggling and churning up the water. It moved slowly and then disappeared. He only reported his findings in 1934.
why would you wait? Like,
He's like, I saw this. I'm just gonna wait.
that was 60 years. That was 60 years.
He's like, it's not important. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait.
You saw something wiggling?
He's like, something was like, swimming through the water, and he's like, oh, that's funny.
A giraffe, salamander, fish thing.
Hybrid.
It's a chimera.
It's a chimera. I mean, obviously. And then in 1888, Alexander MacDonald, a mason, saw a large stubby-legged animal, end quote, come out of the loch. He described the creature as looking like a salamander. There's your salamander. You can be like, I said it first. I called it a salamander first.
I did. Who thought?
And then we don't get another thing until 1933. On July 22nd, 1933, a man named George Spicer. Ooh, Spicer.
Spicer. Oh, spicy.
Spicy.
That man must be hot. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm going to have to ask you to stop.
I'm kidding.
Right now. A man named George Spicer and his wife saw a, quote, a most extraordinary form of animal, end quote, cross the road in front of their car.
Cross the road? What's it, a turtle?
It's
a turtle now!
It literally, wait, hold on. This is what it looked like.
Okay.
The couple described the creature as having a long body, about 4 or 5 feet high and 25 feet long, a long, narrow neck, and no limbs. Wait, if it had no limbs...
Is it a snake?
How... It's a slithery snake.
It's a slithery snake.
Wait, so if it had no limbs...
Yeah.
How... I'm trying to imagine this. Okay. Imagine with me, if you will.
Okay.
Just this thing flopping across the road.
No, I'm pretty sure it's like kind of like a snake.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's
that's a big snake.
It's funnier to imagine it flopping across
It
the
really
road.
is. It just go but like 20 feet long.
Okay, that's actually kind of terrifying.
Never.
It's just like the ground shaking. Thump, thump.
Wait. Do you remember Happy Feet?
Yes.
2.
I've never seen the second one.
Dang
Who
it.
watches the Happy Feet sequel? Excuse me.
Okay, but there's this one scene with there were these elephant seals, and then they, like, the way that they move, they just go like forward. So that's what I'm thinking of with this.
I guess. And it says it left a trail of undergrowth as it walked. Walked? I wrote this, so I don't know what I was doing.
Okay.
I was probably up at 2 a.m. writing this, to be completely honest.
Yeah. Okay, so go on again with the... How can something that big walking in front of you, how accurate can your description of it be?
Plus, it was 1933, so they were probably on crack or something. Because, like, all the medicine... all the medicine, like, back then was just pure cocaine.
I snort cocaine.
All right, and then in 1934,
I don't, by the way. I don't do drugs. I just want to I don't.
I know. I do prescription medicine. Yeah, buddy.
Zoloft.
Zola.
Yeah.
We need to stop. Okay, on January 5th, 1934, a motorcyclist named Arthur Grant claimed to have nearly hit the creature while riding around at 1 a.m. He made a sketch of what the creature looked like, and I have it on the next page, which I will put up on the screen now. This is what it looked like.
It looks like a dinosaur.
It does look like a dinosaur.
One of the last living dinosaurs.
I mean, it's very dinosaur-esque, like all the descriptions. Maybe it's just a dinosaur.
Wait, can I see it?
Yeah.
It's like the, what was that one? The long-necked dinosaur?
Brontosaurus.
Yeah. It's like that, just water.
That, but water. That, but make it water. The
Thanks.
tail.
I hate it.
The tail is so thick. She thick.
Nessie be thick. She dummy thick.
I leave.
Okay.
No, I need you for this. So the same year, wait, what year was this? I've already forgot. 1934. Yeah. Anyways, the surgeon's photograph, which is like the most popular photograph of Nessie, came out, which is reportedly the first photograph of Nessie. It is a photo of the creature's head and neck sticking above the water. It was taken by Robert Kenneth Wilson, a London gynecologist, and posted on and he published it on April 21st, 1934. Gynecologist just has his day off, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the loch." Sees this thing sticking out of the water, and is like, "I'm gonna go tell all the people in the office what I saw."
Still on the fact that he's a gynecologist.
Yeah, it's a gynecologist. I'm like so confused, but I've read stuff like he revealed years and years later that that photo was faked.
It was staged.
It was staged, which I'm so disappointed.
I mean, it looked like it. It really looked so fake. It looked like a midget.
I know. It looked like a stick, and
yeah, in the water. So
even though that's literally like the most popular picture of the Loch Ness Monster, it's like
liar,
freaking fake.
Don't trust a gynecologist.
I know. I mean, it makes sense though, because
what does that man do in his free time? No.
Let's not think about it. Okay, on 1930, or next piece on the timeline is 1938. On May 29th, 1938, a South African tourist named G.E. Taylor took a 3-minute film of something in the loch. He concluded it to be something floating in the water. I don't know. Did we watch that?
I think we watched something and it was just kind of like spinning.
Oh, yeah, maybe we did watch that.
I feel like we did. Like, we watched a documentary on the Loch Ness Monster. Okay.
Yes, we watched the documentary. It was narrated by Leonard Nimoy, who was the original Spock from Star Trek.
Love him.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you want me to tell?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Do you want me to say about the vote?
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first, we watched this one part where there was just this object spinning in the water.
Right.
Okay. But then there's a funnier part, and it's so random. I don't know why, but this man has a boat. He is on top of the boat shirtless. He is also banging a drum. And mind you, this boat is covered in what looks like black trash bags.
Yeah, or like tarp or something. Mm-hmm. And then there's like a drum on top of the boat.
Yes. On right on top of where you'd be steering
the boat. Yeah.
And so he's just like floating along, and they have this video of him, and he is banging in the drum, and then he goes, "Ah!" He screams into the drum.
He's like, "I'm communicating with Nessie."
Yes. They literally interviewed this man. And it made me... we were dying.
I could not breathe. I was laughing so hard.
Yes. Like, we were half paying attention to this documentary. Like, I don't really remember most of it, but that part, it had my full attention because of how dumb it was. It was so funny.
So every time I think of the Loch Ness Monster, I just go back to that, and I'm like,
Go boom, 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 boom. Ah!
Oh my god, it was
So funny.
it was a highlight of my life.
Yes, but like, in reality, I'm sure that man was just scaring it away.
Yeah, if it's down there, he was scaring it away.
The Ness, like Nessie, like heard it and was like,
Like y'all ugly. Poof. Oh god.
she said, poof.
She said, "I'm out." All right, so next. I was so distracted.
The tangents have arisen.
Yes, they have. The same year in 1938. Wow. Yes. 1938, on August 15th, William Fraser, the chief constable of Inverness. That's where Karen Gillan's from.
I don't know who that is.
Nebula.
Oh,
yeah,
love her.
I know. Had written a letter explaining that the creature was real, quote unquote, beyond doubt, and expressed concerns about a hunting party to bring back the creature, dead or alive. So this guy was just like,
Nessie got a wanted poster now.
It's like top with her poster, and it's just like Nessie sees a poster and she's like, look at how good I look.
But Toph can't see. Toph is blind.
I know.
It's so tragic.
Oh my god. But this dude just like was like, I've seen it. We're bringing it back, dead or alive.
That's so. Oh
my god. That.
I want it dead or alive. I'm sorry.
That's, yeah. So then in 1954, in December of that year, sonar readings were taken by the riverboat Riviera 3? Yeah, sure. The crew reported a large object keeping pace with their boat at a depth of 146 meters, or 479 feet, excuse me. They tracked the object for 2,600 feet before losing contact. I'm illiterate sometimes, I'm sorry.
Nessie went down one of those tunnels.
Yeah, so that was the first of the sonar readings that they've got in the loch, was 1954.
I'm really like, I want people nowadays to start, like, I mean, I'm sure people still are going to the loch with higher technology and all that, but...
Right, I don't think the last sonar reading was 2011. So that was literally 10 years ago.
Come on, people. Cryptozoology, let's go.
Yeah, people are failing the cryptozoology field. Like, come on, y'all. Let's see. And there's like some other things that are, not as, what's the word I'm looking for? Relevant. But in 1977, on May 21st, Anthony Doc Shields took, quote, some of the clearest pictures of the monster to this day, end quote. Shields was a magician and psychic and claimed to have summoned the animal out of the water. He described it as a, quote unquote, elephant squid.
Here's an elephant squid!
A magician
He summoned it
and
out of the
psychic,
water.
and he summoned it out of the water.
I just want to read this again because
it's 1977. Magician and psychic, and he summoned it out of the water.
The way that it's described too. He described it as an elephant squid.
That is like so far off of like what everyone else saw. Is it Cthulhu? I mean,
a Cthulhu.
For real, like. And then in 2007, you don't get one until much later. On May 26, 2007, Gordon Holmes videotaped what he said was, quote, this jet black thing about 14 meters or 46 feet long, moving fairly fast in the water. Everyone else was saying it's green.
What did he say it was?
Jet black. Jet black. I mean, obviously, maybe the loch's nasty or something, but For real.
It's very dark.
Yeah.
Like, it's really not clear water. Well, not obviously not.
Right, and then 2011, another sonar image was caught on August 24th. It was a 4.9-foot unidentified object that followed the boat for 75 feet. This was ruled out as being a bloom of algae.
Or a fish.
Yeah, because it was 4.9 feet.
That's not Nessie. Not like that. A 20-foot long thing going across the road.
Yeah. Yeah, like flopping across the road. God.
I want to talk to that person that saw that and be like,
well, they're probably dead by now,
yeah.
considering it was in the 1930s.
Yeah, I know.
And also in this year, George Edwards caught a photo of the creature on November 11th, but did not publicize the photo until August 3rd, 2012.
Why do people wait?
I don't know.
If you find well, probably just like that.
Maybe like
video editing.
Or maybe like being fair to being criticized because people are like, oh, you're stupid for believing in that crap.
That's true. That's true. Like that one guy that waited like 60 years. He's like, I don't want to ruin my life.
Yeah.
Gynecologist.
Freaking gynecologist. Not crapping on gynecologists, yes. But like...
that man.
That whole thing was stupid. In 2013, on August 27th, David Eller presented a 5-minute long video of a quote-unquote mysterious wave in the loch, and that's all it says. Yeah, it just goes, and that's all it is.
And that's so sad. Like, more of the recent stuff, like how technology has advanced. It's like we get the least amount of that.
But then, 2014, on April 19th, 2014... Hey, that's 10 days before my birthday. Hey. It was reported that Apple Maps had picked up a satellite image of a large creature just below the surface of the loch.
Give me more information.
That's all I have.
Dang it.
But I don't know. You'd think there'd be more with like the technology we have. Like, literally, drain the lake.
No!
Try to find it.
You see all the fish going.
Well, take all the fish out. Store them somewhere else. I know.
You know how big that lake is?
Shush. I'm just being illogical right now. Take all the fish. Store them somewhere else.
Illogical.
Is that a word?
Hypothetically. No. Illogical. No.
I don't know.
Brain cells not here.
I don't know what I'm talking about. All right.
Okay.
Anyways, take all the fish out. Put them somewhere else. Take all the water. Put it somewhere else. See if Nessie's in there. I know it's a big lake, but do it, okay?
I don't see you doing it.
I don't have the resources. College student. We talked about this earlier.
I'm broke. Can't even afford dinner.
Yeah, that's why we had my parents make it for. I'm sitting in my childhood bedroom right now. That's literally where we're filming this. Hi.
Hello.
From my childhood bedroom.
Yes. And this is where I sleep.
Yes, this is literally Lee's futon. Yes, not my futon. I got it.
Mine.
For Lee.
Just mine.
Ours.
Ours. This is our futon.
Ours. Oh my god. But seriously, just like drain the... Yes, I have a solution for you, Scotland. Drain the loch. Oh, another thing, that documentary we mentioned earlier, there was like a person living next to the loch. It was like a cryptozoologist,
yes.
Right?
Yeah, he was like in an RV.
Yeah, living in an RV that said that he had been there for like several years or something. That's going to be me.
That's going to be you.
Oh, and I can't believe we forgot to mention at the beginning of this video.
Mm-hmm.
I am someone who believes in like all of this stuff we are going to be talking about.
Yes.
Throughout our podcast.
Yeah.
Ghosts, aliens, cryptids. Most cryptids. There's some that I'm like, okay, that's kind of stupid. But I'm like not scared of any of this stuff. Like this stuff fascinates me so much. But when it comes to Lee,
I am skeptical of everything. I really don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But the second you start talking about ghosts or anything, like I don't believe in it, but it still creeps me out. Like I get really scared with certain things. Like I can't watch horror movies, but it's not like I still don't believe in it.
But it's just like the thought of it scares you.
Yeah.
Which like, I totally get.
You put it in my head. Now I'm gonna not sleep with the lights off anymore.
Right.
I'm gonna get myself a nightlight.
Like we both love BuzzFeed Unsolved, and when like Lee can only watch it with me because
in broad daylight. I can't do it at night.
Because you can only watch it with someone else.
Yeah.
Which I totally get. I
tried watching their Annabelle episode on my own, and I had to turn it off because it creeped me out too much.
Right. I totally get it because it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like I've built up like a tolerance to this sort of thing where I'm just like, nothing phases me anymore.
I'm strong.
But it's like I said, it's not for everyone. And I wanted to like kind of talk about this stuff in a way that like other people watching, if any of you guys are kind of scared of this stuff, maybe we can be stupid enough to not make it scary. Does that make sense?
I'm going to be the one that's cracking jokes about it because I don't believe some of this stuff. Like, I mean, I kind of believe in Nessie because there's so much of the ocean that we do not know about. Like, so it's not that far-fetched to
kind of believe
to have
in
like to have like this giant salamander thing swimming around a lake.
Right.
Like, I mean, unless it's a giant tuna, but I'm sure there's something out there. And that's also the same thing with Bigfoot. Like, I mean, maybe
there's so much evidence for Bigfoot. Like, that's one of the most highly researched cryptids.
And especially like, because I feel like there's this whole species of these creatures that, like, because there's Bigfoot, there's Yetis, there's what's the one in Australia? Yowie. And but then there's also like with Nessie, like there's all different types like that are Nessie, and then there are many in the United States that we're seeing, like, so it's kind of like oh, maybe they're just kind of like a species of creature that we just don't know about, that we don't have scientific evidence about.
Right.
But that's as far as I go.
Yes.
Because once you start bringing in ghosts
and other weird things in it, Lee's like, I'm out.
I'm out. There are a few cryptids I will say I do kind of think are cool, and maybe it would be cool if they are real.
It's kind of like the concept's cool to talk about.
Yeah.
Like Mothman.
Yes.
Which I'm so excited for a Mothman episode.
Yeah.
But like, I won't say anything more about it because I don't want to spoil anything, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to hear all this stuff because I don't know the information that you read, like, because I'm unaware to an extent about the certain.
Right, because I kind of like kept a lot of information blocked from Lee.
Yeah.
So that I would present it when we actually filmed the stuff.
Yeah. So then my reaction, you will see me,
is genuine.
Scared out my pants.
Yes.
Because we are going to be talking about some creepy things. Too,
yes,
so.
and I can always give warnings if I'm like, oh, this stuff might kind of scare you.
And I will have no choice but to listen.
Right. You have no choice.
Yay!
Woo! All right.
I'm so excited.
We should probably get back on this. But yeah, we just wanted to kind of give like a little introduction to what our podcast is actually going to be like.
Right.
And we kind of will have like a certain schedule to like what our episodes will be like. So like this episode is about a cryptid. Our next episode will be about an alien or some other weird thing. Just a little sneak peek. Our next episode is going to be about the Men in Black, and no, not the Will Smith movie.
Love him, but
yes, love Will Smith, but not about that. And then the episode after that will be about some sort of ghost topic. So we'll have a sort of schedule.
I'm gonna get the heebie-jeebies on that ghost one.
Oh yeah,
it's just unsettling. I guess that's the word I was looking for.
I think I know what. Oh, I know what ghost topic we're doing. Yes. Okay, I just remembered.
I don't.
I'm not going to whisper it to you because we have mics. I just remembered. I was about to whisper it to you, but then I remembered. Oh, wait, they can hear us.
Like, cover the mic. Cover the mic.
It's over there. On the book pile. Now we are going to talk about the few expeditions and searches for the creature that have happened throughout the years. So in 1934, the same year that the surgeon's photo came out, starting on July 13th for 5 weeks, men stayed around the loch from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with binoculars and cameras. 21 photos were taken, but were all considered inconclusive.
Like, why not do it at night, too?
Right. They said, all right, time for dinner. Let's go.
We're going home.
Right. I mean, I get it. Like, they probably, considering at the time period, they probably couldn't take pictures at night.
Yeah.
But they could have stayed there at night.
I'm working 9 to 5. Or is it 9 to 6?
Yeah, it was 9 to 6, but still.
I'm working 9 to 6.
Dolly Parton is immortal. God, I love her. And then this is an organization, 1962 to 1972. In 1962, the Loch Ness Phenomena Bureau was formed to, quote, study the Loch Ness to identify the creature known as the Loch Ness Monster or determine the causes of reports of it, end quote. It disbanded in 1972.
10-year anniversary, they said, hey, here's your little patch, 10-year anniversary, thank you for serving. We're out.
They said, thank you so much for everything you've done over these past years, but you're fired.
We are disbanded.
Yeah, we don't like you anymore. Sorry, we don't have any more money to do this because everyone thinks we're stupid,
We don't know if this is actually what happened, but just saying.
Right, exactly. So,
but they were like, there's the door, we're going.
We're out. Peace.
Y'all ugly.
From 1967 to 1968. 1967. I didn't know if I said that right or not, and then I had to review it in my head, and I was like, wait a minute. A sonar study was conducted in 1987. A project called Operation Deep Scan was conducted.
Operation Deep Scan.
This sounds like I should have like a theme song to it. Dun, 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 dun. Or what?
Dun, dun.
Why is that the first thing that came to my head?
We think of theme songs. That's what
Oh my god.
Or theme song.
God. Anyway,
was that the Mario Kart? No.
that's
Wii?
that's Mario, right? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's Mario.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I said Wii.
Wow, that took both of us to try to figure that out.
Back to the Wii console.
Yeah. Well, anyways, 24 boats with sonar equipment spread across the loch to which they found a large and unidentified object.
How large?
That's what she said. Many of those jokes will come up, and I'm sorry in advance. But yeah, a large and unidentified object. It was an LOS.
Please just say it.
Large. Just large.
Large submerged.
I don't know what it's instead of a UFO, it's a LUSO.
Yeah, but what does that mean? What's a LUSO?
It's a large unidentified swimming object.
There we go. Waiting for you to say.
We had talked about that earlier. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
It's a LUSO, and that sounds like a slur, but I don't know why. It's like if you're calling Nessie's a LUSO. That's like loser. You're a loser, Nessie.
That's so horrible.
Nessie, you're a loser.
We're sorry, Nessie, if you're watching this.
She can't see this.
You don't know that. Conspiracy theory. Loch Ness Monster watches YouTube.
Nessie has a TV in her.
And yeah, she has a cave, and there's a TV in the cave.
She has cable.
Cable. I'm sorry.
I hate you.
I know, me too. And then in 2003, BBC sponsored a search of the loch using 600 sonar beams and tracking devices. Nothing was found.
Why? Why waste it? Why?
Freaking BBC.
British Baking Channel.
British Broadcasting Channel.
British Baking Channel, I swear. That's what I thought it was this whole time.
they made Sherlock. Sherlock doesn't bake, does he? I don't know. I haven't seen Sherlock. Don't come at me.
He has a head in his fridge. A severed head.
What is Benedict Cumberbatch doing?
Bennett. Wait, what was it?
Benadryl cucumber patch.
Cucumber patch. I don't know. He was interesting.
I
Sherlock
haven't seen Sherlock, so
it was better than I was expecting. Like I wasn't
right.
sure what to expect. I just started press play and I was like, oh, this is pretty
You're like, let's press play and see where this ends up.
I watched the whole thing. It was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. London's interesting.
Anyways.
Tangent number 2. Or tangent number 5.
Topic. Tangent!
BBC. British Baking Channel. Lisa's British Baking.
Oh my god.
I've never actually seen the British Baking Show.
Me either. Anna and Gabby, they love it.
Friends.
Yes, our friends, they love it. But it's not something I can get into. I need action.
You need plot.
I need plot.
Action.
I need substance.
Cooking under pressure is or baking under pressure is really stressful, I'm sure.
Right. I can't bake anything, so it's like...
You don't know.
Yeah. Anyways. So now we're going to talk about explanations as to what the Loch Ness Monster could be.
It's Nessie. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's just the Loch Ness Monster. All right, we're done. Out of here. All right, so a former member of the Loch Ness Monster Phenomena Bureau said that there is probably no one explanation as to what is in the loch. So essentially it could be several things, one thing, or nothing.
Tuna.
It's a giant tuna fish.
Tuna fish.
Tuna fish.
Or catfish.
Or yeah, catfish. It could be... What other fish are there? My mind said, poof, no thoughts, head empty.
I don't even know. Tilapia. I'm kidding.
Tilapia.
The dirtiest fish of the sea.
Oh my.
Or wherever they live. I don't know.
This is a vlog. Ew.
They're poop eaters.
My dog is a poop eater.
My dog too. Why do dogs eat poo?
I don't know, but my
Tangent.
dog, my dog Kylo, will literally. Yes, my dog is named Kylo. Don't come at me. I was a Kylo Ren stan. I am a Kylo Ren stan. Go out and why am I talking about this? Anyways.
Dog eats poop. Okay, we got that on that topic about tilapia. All right, let's go.
I'm so sorry.
So it can be anything. The Nessie could be anything, really.
Yes, and then the second explanation is it could be a number of animals, including, or it could be the wakes of birds, which are the streams that birds leave behind them while in water.
Which doesn't make sense because that'd have to be a really big one.
Right, but like wakes can be like really long in the water, you know, as a bird floats through the water.
Yeah, but then it's like I feel like if in some of the evidence, like they would have had like a bird, like, and then they could have. Right,
but then what if a bird like floats through the water and then flies off, and then the wake is left there?
That is true. True.
Right. It could also be eels, Greenland sharks, catfish, or more. Animals that are in the loch.
Yeah, catfish. There it is.
Catfish. And then it could also be a tree branch, wakes from boats, which wakes from boats would be even larger.
Yeah.
Or something of that nature.
That would explain like the long.
Right.
20-foot flopper.
Yeah, exactly. I just can't get over the one that came across the freaking road.
I had no appendages. No, nothing. It just went.
Yeah, it just flopped across. It probably slithered, if anything, but I just want to imagine it just went flop, 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 flop.
Yeah, it probably was like a snake.
Yeah, probably, but
who knows? Wildlife is weird.
So, Lee, what is your stance on the Loch Ness Monster?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I stated this earlier that I think that it's real. Like, this is one of the few that I think is actually real. Like, because I'm skeptic about everything, but I feel like Nessie would be the one. But what I was saying was like earlier, like there's so much of the Pacific, or well, just so much of the world that we don't know in like the ocean. 90-something% is unexplored.
Right.
So there's obviously something. And if you've seen the marine life that lives at the bottom of the ocean, like that stuff's creepy.
Like the what's the one with the
lantern?
Yeah, on its head.
Oh.
That thing is terrifying.
Right. So think of that, but a cuddly big.
Yes.
20-foot.
I like to think the Loch Ness.
Salamander.
Yes, I like to think the Loch Ness Monster is a friend.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like it's real, but we just haven't found it yet. So, what was your take on it?
I think it's real, and not to be like the believer that's like, oh my gosh, yes, it's real, but I definitely think there's something in the loch with all these accounts and people, seeing it. There's definitely there has to be something there,
right.
And maybe it's just. I feel like, when we talk about cryptids throughout our show, I just think maybe some of these creatures don't want to be bothered and they're better at hiding than some other animals. A lot of animals like deer, raccoons, a lot of animals that are around our state, they just like to hide,
right.
And we don't see them a lot.
Though they're pretty common because there's just a mass number of them.
Exactly. So maybe these creatures are just better at hiding, and that's why there's only a few sightings of them, you know?
And then there's also the whole thing, like the loch is so dark and
so big.
Yeah, that you really don't know what's in it.
Exactly.
Because,
Yeah, and it's just, if we were to see like a very good sight, get a really good sighting of it today, I fear that people would take advantage of it. If people were able to capture a cryptid, Nessie, Bigfoot, they would test on the cryptid, and I just would want to leave it alone, study it from afar. You know what I mean? I would just I wouldn't want to bother it.
Right, I think it's
want to be respectful.
Right, it'd be nice to know more about them, because if Nessie looks like a dinosaur, from the drawing and whatnot.
Right.
But so maybe it's more closely related to dinosaurs or just more prehistoric creatures. But there's just a lot of science behind it if it's true or not. So
right, and Bigfoot kind of looks like the early humans, and like Lucy, like the first,
yeah.
That makes sense. But a lot of cryptids we'll talk about, it's like, holy crap, how does that, where does this come from?
Yeah, where
aliens. Yeah, alien. It's like, how does that get there? Yeah, the Flatwoods Monster. That I cannot wait to talk about that, Mothman. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This was a good end to the first episode.
I believe so. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've watched this far, if you've gotten through our tangents.
Many tangents.
Yes. Please consider
subscribing.
Thank you, to our channel if you want to see more. Just a little sneak peek to our next episode. We're going to be talking about the Men in Black, not the Will Smith movie.
Still love him though.
Still love Will Smith. Yeah. Please consider following our Instagrams. My username is @AbigailRumbaugh. Abigail N. Rumbaugh, actually. Lee's is @FlippinEgg. Our Instagram is @Consulting the Cryptic. Our Twitter is @Consulting the Sea. And we will see you next time.
Consult that sea.
Bye.
Bye-bye.